Hello, welcome to HCB2's Fight Right podcast. And today we have a special guest, Jason Flowers, who has unfortunately been diagnosed with colorectal cancer at a young age, but he has quite a story that I want to share with you guys today. So everyone meet Jason. Jason, hello.
Hello, world. How are you guys?
Jason, I want to start off by saying that it was really a blessing to meet you because Hitting Cancer Below the Belt has been wanting to find more ways to tap into the Black community and not only raise awareness, but provide services, direct services where we can increase access to timely screening. I don't know if our listeners understand this, but in the state of Virginia, the screening rate is about 71% overall. But for the African American community, the screening rate is 53%. It's very low. So basically half of those folks that are of screening age are not getting screened. I know you have a wonderful story, and I know you want to do something about this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you and go ahead and share with the listeners more about your story.
Yeah, absolutely, Mindy. Thanks for the intro. I just want to say my story is I don't know how I got here. Why me? But where this thing started was it was getting close to the holiday season. My employer, SP Cox, they're always encouraging, hey, get your physicals. So they dangle a little carrot out there. They give you a huge cash incentive to get a physical. I get the physical. I go to my doctor. He said, hey, man, you're at that age now that, hey, you should be getting your prostate checked and you should be getting screened for colon cancer. Wasn't happy about that at all when he said that. First thing came to my mind, hey, I'm too much of a man for that. Mm-hmm. That's not cool. I'm macho. I'm a big guy. I'm a football coach. That's not what we do. And being African American, definitely that's not on the radar for my culture. So I waited 2 weeks. I went home, told my wife. She was adamant that I get it done. So I manned up, went back, got the screening done. At the time, he said, hey, did the screening. He said, hey, man, you got a little blood in your stool. Could be nothing. You know what? Go get checked out further.
Yeah.
So I get the colonoscopy done. Took about an hour. I remember vaguely when they woke me up, it was like 10 other people that had the same procedure done. Those folks were getting wheeled out the door. Mm-hmm. Couldn't figure out why I'm still sitting here. And I get wheeled to a room, and then they call my wife. Mm-hmm. And then the surgeon pretty much said, hey, man, I saw something, didn't look right. It looks like cancer. He said it wasn't sure. But he was like 90% certain this is what he sees. This is what he does. I remember vaguely him telling me it looks like a mushroom. And that's how he determined that from regular polyps. Yeah. Told me and my wife the ride back home was tearful. Didn't know what to do. I knew I had to be a man for my wife to comfort her, but I couldn't pull it together. Got home that night, got the kids together, told them, it's funny now, everyone went to their phones and went to Google. And what they started reading on Google, all three of my kids burst out crying. Yeah. To them, it was a death sentence. Yeah. I would tell folks, prior to that, I had just told my wife, I'm in the best, I'm in a good place in my life. I worked hard to get to where I'm at in my career. Our marriage was rocking and rolling. Everything was in place. Wasn't sick. No symptoms. Nothing at all. But guess what? I knew once I talked to my doctor and he told me, how this could have came, I said, hey, I'm guilty. Mm-hmm. I lived a sedentary lifestyle. I ate all the bad stuff. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what a piece of kale was. Mm-hmm. Not because I was ignorant to the fact, but that's not part of the African American community. That's not part of our diet. Mm-hmm. Kale, spinach, and stuff like that. When we hear salads in the African American community, we just think about lettuce, a couple of tomatoes, and drown it with God knows pretty much mayonnaise. Mm-hmm. That's a salad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I won't touch lettuce right now. Doesn't have any nutritional value in my life. I love kale. I love spinach. I'll get to that part later about my healthy eating.
Yeah.
But my wife was, I don't know how she held it together, because I've always been the breadwinner of my family. We've been married 24 years. We got married young. That's all I know. The thought of her, I think back now that she was going through had to be horrible. The thought of losing her life partner, her best friend.
Right.
I mean, when you hit Google on that stuff, you barely see anything good.
Right.
And
well, Jason, yeah. I have to interrupt you because, going back to what you stated, you were not going to get screened if you didn't have the incentives from your insurance company and your wife being such a large encouragement. There was no way, it sounds like to me, that you were going to get screened. What surprised you when you actually went through the bowel prep process and the screening? Is there anything you want to share in regards to what you thought it was going to be like, which made you hesitant to even think about getting screened, and then what you actually experienced and found out?
Years ago, I saw my wife go through the bowel prep, and she had to do a whole lot of crazy stuff. I mean, I think like 6 years ago, it was more stuff you had to do for bowel prep, and I seen her go through it because her mom passed colon cancer, which I didn't find out until my bout. But this time when I had to do it, I mean, it was so much easier. She even said, "That's all you have to do." I think I had a Gatorade, and I had some little powder. I mixed in the Gatorade. That was it.
You're right. And see, that's what we need to tell people, is that not only are there screening options for routine screening, but the bowel prep for a colonoscopy is completely different. It's no longer a big jug. And if you're offered the big jug, you're to actually ask your GI doc, I know there's other preps on the market. Can you get me something better? So you're basically saying the prep was not that difficult.
Not at all. I mean, I took the prep and played PlayStation.
Okay.
My video game, that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was confident.
Yeah.
But it was not difficult at all. I will tell you this, you won't regret it. It's one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It is the best thing I've done in my life. Because like you said, Mindy, without my wife getting pushed and my employer here, I'd still be living with cancer inside of my body till it would have been too late.
And you probably wouldn't have even known it. You wouldn't have even known it.
Wasn't sick. I was happy.
Right.
With everything.
Right. So what did you think about after the colonoscopy in regards to the whole screening process? Was there any pain? Was there any nausea? What was your experience?
The screening process was like a nice sleep that I needed.
Yeah.
It was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
I remember going in, it was almost around Christmas time. They had a little Christmas music jingle playing, and I was at comfort. I was just reading magazines. They take me in the back. They lay me down in bed, and then they give you the meds to put you to sleep. And next thing you know, they're waking you up. No pain. I didn't have any nausea. Actually, when it was over, prior to me finding out, before we talked to the doctor, right, me and my wife plans were, hey, we're going to Buffalo Wild Wings. I get an off day from work.
Yeah.
She closed up her business. Yeah. We're going to BW3 and enjoy our day.
Yeah.
But as you know, we could. Yeah, I lost my appetite once I talked to the doctor and found out what I found out.
Right. But the actual process, which a lot of people are dragging their feet, to go through, you're basically saying it was nothing. It wasn't anything. And then you found out, wow, I'm actually saving my life. I'm saving my life by going through this process.
I would say once I got the diagnosis from the screening, the next day I was okay because I started researching also, and I just cannot be all that bad. Mm-hmm. And I started seeing hope. And then I that, hey, you know what? People beat this.
Yeah.
People beat this.
Yep.
But one of the things I had to do, Mindy, I could have blamed this stuff on a million things, but knowing how I work, I had to say, you know what, take responsibility and say, hey, I blame me. I blame me. My job title with my company is health and safety manager. Now here I am eating garbage. Here I am, fighting going to the doctor, and I'm tasked to lead a group of people.
Wow. That's pretty powerful, Jason. That's powerful. Wow.
Such a hypocrite I was. Also, me being an African American, that's a culture out there. My people.
Right. Well, you had said earlier that this is something we just don't do. You actually even said that about eating a salad, and then you actually even said that about screening. This is just something that we don't do. And if you back that up, it actually sounds like this is something you don't even talk about, because here you are, a health and safety management director, and you weren't talking about it, or at least
No,
personally, you weren't talking about it. So it starts with a conversation. Can we even talk about it? And then to be proactive and then go do something about it. Totally different. Yeah.
absolutely. I have one of my great friends I grew up with. I was in his barbershop there in Sussex where I grew up, and I had a conversation with him. And we're looking to actually do some work there. My son has a media company called Beat the Odds Media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Him and his team. I'm scheduled to go down there, and they're going to launch some stuff. They're younger African American men who can influence a younger population. My barber, he's the same age as I am. That town that I'm from, when they found out it was me, the awareness is definitely up.
Yeah.
Sussex County and played a big part, I think, in me getting cancer, I would say. I lived there for 44 years. It's a food desert. People don't have access to healthy greens. They do have issues with water there. Mm-hmm. There's no grocery store. You get these folks who's not really part of the community. God bless their heart, the business folks, but they come there, they set up shop, and they fry all the greasy, fatty foods that they wouldn't dare eat, but they will sell it to the population that wants that.
Right.
I mean, those folks back in Sussex, they don't have options. In small town America per se, it's the same blueprint.
Mm-hmm. And I know we've talked before about this, and we're hoping to actually, partner with you and your folks down in Sussex in the near future. We're still working behind the scenes in regards to that. But you're really becoming an advocate, not only for the Black community in regards to screening and the ease of screening and the importance of screening, that it can save your life. But I think your megaphone's even larger in regards to the healthy eating and the food deserts and what you're seeing as the real true problem down there in regards to cancer prevention. It's really hard to prevent disease if you've been eating since you were 6 months old food that's not healthy for you. And that's an issue.
Absolutely. Yeah. A good example of that, Mindy, in Sussex, and my A1C was always like 11 on diabetic medications like crazy. Mm-hmm. Went to the doctor and I had my A1C checked back in November. It was 11.5. I go to the doctor like 2 weeks ago. It's like 6.1. Doctor takes me off my meds. He said, "What the hell are you doing? Keep doing it." And I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the kale I'm eating. It's the spinach. It's the good choices. I have access and I've educated myself. That's what I'm doing different.
Right. And those are the two main things, obviously, is knowing, but also at the same time, having those resources, having the access. But you haven't just changed your diet. You've also changed your activity level. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, actually right now I at least give me a 30-minute walk daily. And I've gotten to the point, I went to a cardiologist 2 days ago because I want to join the gym, but my wife wouldn't dare let me go until I get my ticker check. Awesome. So he gave me the okay. I want to step it up. I want to step my exercise routine up. Awesome. Yeah, I'm all in. It's almost like having a rebirth, a whole new person for me.
Yeah.
That old guy, he's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk in my house. If you went in my house and looked at my refrigerator and my cupboards back in September and look at them now, you'll say, "Hey, Jason Flowers does not live here. I don't know who. That must be a fitness guy that lives here."
Yeah. No, I agree, because we've talked about this, and I know that you're sleeping better, you have more energy. I mean, which makes you want to continue this type of lifestyle. It's not a program. You're not on a diet or a program. You're totally changed your lifestyle up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fantastic. All right. So tell me a little bit more about what you think would help. We've talked a little bit about the need for clean food and access to clean food, but in regards to reaching those folks that say, "Oh, there's no way I'm getting that test done," what do you think would help besides education? I'm thinking personal stories such as yours. This is why we're doing this. Personal stories such as yours is going to be helpful. We've talked a little bit about wives or somebody supportive, encouraging folks to get screened. Obviously, incentives from insurance companies. That can always help, of course, as well too.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything else that we're missing? What do you think is going to help these folks to go ahead and make that decision to get screened?
Mindy, I think you do it the American way, and I want to use a military term. I think you need boots on the ground. You need soldiers. You need it's more people out there. I'm quite sure I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
You need boots on the ground. You need with the African American community. They only, my people only for some reason only trust people they know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mindy, you can go into Sussex all day long and talk. God bless your soul. You will not get their attention. I walk in Sussex or some of these communities of color.
Yeah.
They're going to listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can say, hey, I came up eating that fried chicken.
Right.
All that greasy food. I did that.
Right.
And I'm telling you what it did to me.
Right. Right.
I worry now that I lose sleep over the fact that how many people are walking around right now that don't know.
Right.
And who are months away from losing their life, technically, or getting in a hell of a fight that they don't want.
Right. So basically, you're telling everybody that you were not sick. You did not feel sick. You didn't feel any type of illness whatsoever. And it seems as if you had a colonoscopy because you were incentivized. You had encouragement from your wife. And lo and behold, you had stage 1 colorectal cancer, which is a 90% survival rate. You did the research. You realized that. You're like, come on, let's go. Let's do this. And then you said, wait a second. At some point you had an epiphany. I don't know how. Make the connection. When did you realize, wait, I also have to change up my lifestyle?
Once I started, I'm a heavy reader. Once I dug into the research and I started reading, pretty much what causes this stuff, I said, hey, this is me they're talking about. I made it personal.
Okay.
All those facts are just rolling out that you just look at and throw away. These folks are talking about me.
Okay. Interesting.
That is, everything sticks to me. I did all of that. That's why I got this crap. Mm-hmm. I even go, man, it's so simple now. When I go in the grocery store, I know now that I can just take on the outer aisles and I'm out the store. Mm-hmm. There's no can. I don't need to go in the canned goods aisle. I don't need to buy all that processed crap. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just so much easier.
I have a question for you. So, yes. Are you hungry? Do you miss certain food items? This is the kind of question you're going to get from the general community. Right. Yeah.
I would say now I eat more now than I did before.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's time. Everything I eat is nutritious. And I look at food now not as something just as a spoil me tool.
Yes.
It's my body. When you buy a Mercedes, you don't put 87 octane in. You use 93.
Right. Amen to that. Nope. You're absolutely right. And that's the one thing that with hitting cancer below the belt, when we talk a lot about nutrition, it was we're trying to get folks to understand that, yes, food is energy. Yes, we know that. We have to eat so we have energy. But really, food is repair and recovery. It repairs our cells. It's all about, cellular recovery. And that's what we need to do to fight off all diseases. And so, if we start looking at food items as a way to actually recover and repair and replenish, as opposed to it tastes good on my tongue, or maybe I just need a boost, an afternoon boost or whatnot. I think that might help as well too, is that everything we put in our mouth it's either going to harm or hurt. It's pretty much black and white.
Absolutely. And one of the things, I have a funny story. Me and my wife, we went to Starbucks the other day and we just wanted some coffee. And both of us was looking at the Danish on the menu. Yeah. So what we said, okay, I said, it's Monday, so we're not going to touch. It was a Monday evening. She said, know what? Saturday morning, we're going to get up and we're going to reward ourselves. We're going to get that Danish. Mm-hmm. So we bought one Danish and we cut it in half. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what we learned was we just wanted to taste it. Right. But that was a reward for all the work we done all week. Right. And my wife, she's lost a lot of weight also because we do the same thing. Wow. Yeah.
And I've heard this, I know we're getting ready to wrap up here, but I've heard this from so many cancer patients and cancer survivors, that this was a wake-up call, and that for many of them, the air smells better, the sun is brighter, even on a cloudy day. Now I know how to treat my body all of this falls in line with, I got woken up with this diagnosis, and I want to do something about it for me personally, and you also, for you personally, but now you also want to help community members as well. You're a
Absolutely.
hero. Yeah, you're a hero.
Mindy, I could be any place now and I see a person and I would actually tell my story. I just, I don't care who they are.
Yeah.
I'm just that amped up and want to help somebody.
Yeah.
Whether they tell me that guy's crazy when I walk off, so be it. The good Lord will put in me to say, I didn't give you this, I don't think I got this disease for to hurt me or for me to lose my life. I look at it as more as God said, hey, I need to use you for a second.
Yeah.
Listen, I need to use you for a second.
Yeah.
And I'm going to heed that call.
Yeah. There's a reason why you're still here. Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, it's been a joy to chat with you, Jason. And I know that we're going to continue to work together, and I'm excited about that. And I can't wait to see what you do. You've got a lot of plans in the future, especially with the Beat the Odds, initiative that you guys are going to be, brainstorming about and starting. That's fantastic. And then the work that you want to do in Sussex as well. And that's just the start, I know, for you. That's just going to be the start.
Absolutely. Like I said, me running a youth football program, I have opportunity also to reach a younger demographic of folks, teenagers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we can plant that seed in them. Yeah. Hey, we're winning.
Absolutely. Fantastic. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to talk with you, Jason. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
Have a great weekend. Bye, Mindy.
Bye-bye.